Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode four of Podcast Charge. I am your host, Hector Ramirez, alongside the wonderful and Supergirl herself, Alex.
Halfinger, thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm alright. It's very hot, so.
It's very hot in this room. There is a fan, but it's really way too far.
It's also hot outside. So
Yeah.
that's another thing.
But that's the awesome thing. I love when it's like I love this weather. That's why I moved to Florida.
Yeah, well, I like this weather, but I also hate this weather because it's like hot and humid and not good hair weather.
It's
so.
like yeah. You have a love-hate relationship with this.
Yeah, but it's like summer is great, and I don't understand. Like summer is just like hotter.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I like summer.
Right. So tell the beautiful people out there who you are and your major or your year, anything like that.
So I am Alex Halfinger, I said before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be a sophomore, and I'm a communication major.
Awesome.
My concentration's in film, so I want to make movies.
There you go.
And I am going to be the vice president of Communication Club.
Woo!
Woo!
That's awesome.
That's it. That's, yeah.
I mean, you're vice president of communication. That's a pretty big deal.
It is and it isn't. It's like, you know.
I feel like it is because like you're going to be a sophomore, right?
I know, that's just it. Like, a lot of people are like, well, you're only a sophomore. It's like, well, there's also, no juniors in the club. There's not one junior in that club.
Except me.
Okay, well, now you. And who's going to be the president is going to be a junior, so I feel like she deserved it more than me.
Okay, yeah, like seniority.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
so, and plus, like, I'm more comfortable in the club, and, like, I'm in charge of production, and that's, like, my area.
Yeah.
You know, other people are more focused on, like, the writing or, I guess just being there.
Just having fun, but
yeah.
I mean, then that's communication club. At least that's why I got the vibe from it. Like, anybody can come in there and just not do what they want, but more or less, relax.
Yeah, well, we have like a whole realm of people. I mean, we have someone from like ROTC and a lot of criminal justice majors. So it's like you don't have to be a comm major to be in the club, but it's just getting, I guess, a feel of everything out there.
Right.
Just broadening your horizons.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's a nice club. I like it. So this is Podcast Charge. So first we're going to go over the news of New Haven, or University of New Haven, and what we call Weekly Charge. So let's get straight to it. And we're going to talk a little about spring weekend that just passed, and which had a lot of fun stuff. And one of the events that was on a Friday, May 1st, was the comic comedian Dave Coulier. Yeah, we came by. Heard that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I didn't really hear much about that. I don't really know how it went. I don't even know where it was, to be honest with you. I didn't go, so it's just like, oh, he was here.
No, yeah, it was. I don't know like where it was or anything like that, but I did have two friends that went and they loved it. They got a picture with him and everything.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I was pretty.
I wonder if he like talked about Full House or anything.
Probably did. He probably made the cut it out joke.
Oh, great! I missed that.
I miss it so much too. You know they're bringing it back, right?
Yeah.
Fuller House.
Oh, that's exciting. That is real exciting.
Hopefully, they get the Olsen twins. But one of the stories that we're going to be talking about is related to the comedian and that whole comic setup is an event called Last Comic Standing that actually took place on April 21st. And so what happened is that these group of brave souls gathered together and they actually competed for like a comedic comedy kind of thing. What's it called? Stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
There it is. So they competed in the stand-up comedy contest. And what was it? So they had to perform for 15 minutes on stage and were being judged in 4 categories. And they were originality, use of time, stage presence, and overall performance. The winner ended up being Brian Reed. The article didn't say which year he was. But the winner of this competition was actually the opening act for Dave Coulier.
That's exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of Brian Reed and Dave Coulier, I think in a newspaper. And they were just chilling right next to each other. Here's the opening act. Here's the, Can
you imagine having to tell people that story? I opened for Dave Coulier.
Dude, that's an awesome story.
Yeah, no, it's really cool to tell people and get your start if you want to be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, apparently he hit on all fronts if he won the competition.
Yeah.
I think it was I don't know if it was by judge. So they said that he was the best one, which is pretty cool. And the other notification I'm going to bring out there is Welcome Wagon, which is a program or kind of like a job. Not really. I don't know if you get paid for it or not. But you can check in your email. So check your emails for this. You can apply for Welcome Wagon. You can help other students move in for the year
It's
August.
Like freshmen.
Yeah, for freshmen. Yeah, for freshmen coming in. Help them move in. It's a nice, thing to put in your resume if you want to put that, saying that you're helping the community and stuff like that. So you could check your email for that. Applications are due June 1st, and you can apply through Charge Connection. Again, all of it's in your email, so check that out. And a little bit of the sad stories for today. When I was reading this one, it was like bittersweet because we'll get into it. But so our editor-in-chief, Samantha Mathewson, is actually graduating, which is sad because she was so sincere and so nice. I mean, she was the first one I went to, and she was really open to like, let's start podcast charge. So thank you, Samantha Mathewson for giving me this opportunity.
For hiring me as your features editor.
And there you go, hiring me as your features editor. I mean, you're the grammar Nazi of like Charger Bulletin, but that's a good thing because we need those.
Yeah, I mean, I never really got to spend too much time with her. Every once in a while, but it's just like she was always very friendly and always put out this very positive vibe. And you could tell she put so much effort into the newspaper.
Oh, yeah.
So, she's going to be a tough act to follow. But I'm sure,
the new editor-in-chief.
Yeah,
the new editor-in-chief.
She's definitely going to fill the shoes.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I think she's more than qualified. But her name's Alyssa Sancti, who's actually going to be the new editor-in-chief. And the new assistant editor is going to be Samantha Higgins, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm losing my sense of thought. But she's a writer for the Charger Bulletin. She's been for such a long time. She worked on a lot of pieces.
Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, that's awesome. But congratulations, Samantha Mathewson, for all your accomplishments, and good luck to you in the future. Thank you again for allowing me to start this show, for giving someone like me really crazy and out there a show like this. So that's really cool. And next one is another sad story. Another person that's leaving us has been here since I was a freshman. That's Felicia Edwards, who is the director of the First Year Success Center and associate director of Centers for Academic Services and Advising. That is a mouthful.
Yeah.
Do you talk to Felicia Edwards at all, or?
I've only had interactions with her when it came to, I guess, like signing up for classes.
Right.
I know days like when I did have to sign up for classes, she like let people come here at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And she basically like helped you out, and she gave us like bagels, and like I came last semester and this semester.
Okay.
And she was just very sweet. Like she's so personal,
Yeah, she's awesome. I really, really like her. She's so cool and open, and it's a lot of fun too to talk to. But she is resigning her position here, and it's announced May 4th that she'll be resigning, and she's actually going to be associate director of student success in College of Science and Mathematics at University of Massachusetts.
That's crazy.
So she's going to Boston.
Yeah, but that's like a big job to have, and
completely.
It's only like going up from here.
yeah, for her, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she's heading from West Haven, New Haven to Boston, which is pretty insane.
To a big school in Boston too, not even.
That school's pretty big. And for last words for here, at least she wanted to just express out in the Charger Bulletin, was, I am leaving UNH with mixed emotions. It is definitely bittersweet. I feel so connected to the UNH community. Goodbyes have always been difficult for me, but this might be one of the hardest ones. I am very sad to be leaving, but excited for this new opportunity. I never lived in a big city. I have heard great things about Boston. I'm looking forward to exploring and seeing what Boston has to offer. And again, she'll be starting working for UMass in June. So that's really awesome.
That's such a big step too, to be leaving where you live and go off to this completely new area.
Yeah, it must be really hard too. I can't imagine, to be honest. Well, yeah, I can't imagine. I can't imagine like leaving my home, but sometimes you just have to,
Well, I mean, I've just been so used to living in Connecticut now for the past year. It's just like, it's still crazy to me. Like, I'm not from here, so it's like But
you still is it that point where like you see something new, or you like feel like you can go to any place and feel like you've never been there before, kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, back home where I'm from, everywhere I went, I was just so comfortable, and I just knew, because it's like a small town, so it's like everyone.
Right.
And then I came here, and it's like, where am I? This foreign place. But I've gotten comfortable in this, I guess, campus.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like going out to over by Yale, I just don't fit in. It's just not my scene.
Yeah, it's hard, right?
Yeah.
It's hard. Yeah, it's a big town too. I mean, downtown is pretty overwhelming.
Oh yeah, it is. Especially, I've been there so many times. It's like. Oh.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the things like I want to move away, because I want to feel like that new experience. I've been here for 21 years.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. I've been here for 21 years, so it's like I'm ready to like see something new and experience something new. But things need to get done first, like school and all that.
I think that's better to kind of, I guess, establish yourself and really once you kind of grow out of the nest in a way, then it's like I'm ready to leave and go wherever.
Nice metaphor. I like
there
that.
we go. See, I'm just full of metaphors today.
That's awesome. So that's it for the news. That's it for Weekly Charge. And now it's time to move into the big topic of
myself. I'm kidding.
I guess it is. Today we want to talk about yourself. Let's do it.
Oh god.
20 minutes straight. Let's go.
20 minutes of me. Well, I like grapefruits. No, I'm kidding. I hate grapefruits.
I'm about to say if you love grapefruits, then geez, you have a stomach. Like, but I hate grapefruits.
Myself. I make movies sometimes. I write them and I edit them.
Well, like what is it you love about movies?
Oh god. I think the whole aspect of, are you talking about like my little short films or like big screen movies? Or either or?
Let's go with like your little ones, because those seem like the most personal, you know?
I think it's writing something that will get someone to just forget about everything for a while.
Okay.
I mean, I've only written 5-minute movies, and I've only made 5-minute movies. And it's like in that 5 minutes, you just want to be so locked into that screen that it's like you forget, like, oh my god, like,
yeah.
you're so into the story. So I think that's why I love movies so much, that your world is like just this fantasy for a while.
Okay, yeah, that's an interesting topic that you bring up, because speaking of movies, well, that's our topic. We haven't really gotten now. We kind of said like 30 times already. So, no, but I know what you mean, because I had to make a 30-second ad for my persuasion communication class. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, like, it was such a stupid idea. It was like a don't drink and text kind of thing, kind of like a rip off a don't drink and drive. Mm-hmm. So my friends had to make the PowerPoint project and the paper, and then I had to do the 30-second ad. And I was just so into it. Like, I was telling my dad, like, I'm making a production, I'm making a movie. My mom was like, whatever, but like,
it's just getting your creativity flowing.
Oh,
and it's
man.
like, once you're in that like mood, you can't stop.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
I made the script. I made like a screenplay by hand. Like, I found every season to go out.
A storyboard.
I wish I saved the picture, because it was just so much fun to make.
Yeah.
And the one thing I wanted to get out of it was like, I wanted to make people laugh.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it did. A lot of people laughed during that 30-second.
Yeah, it's hard to target comedy in writing, because you have to bounce off whoever you're having acting in it. So you can't write something and expect someone to deliver it, and it's like, oh, it's funny because the way it was written. No, it's the way they say it and the way they act it out.
No, exactly. That's why I put a lot of emphasis on like camera angles. Mm-hmm. So like at one point, like the camera's facing me, like how it is right now, and then another point where I'll just stop it and then bring it to my left side and be like, like turn to side, like
quarter turn shot.
No, exactly. Yeah. So it all fits in, and I loved it. So I know exactly what you mean. Like,
that's just like, I don't know, I guess because it's been so many years, I'm just so used to, like, I have all these scripts written, and it's like, oh, let's just get this production over with.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because you've done so much, right?
Yeah, but I think also the aspect of, like, being in control is big for me, because, like, directing is what I want to do. So I think, like, I want to be in charge of, like, okay, this person has to do this, I want this shot to look like this.
Yeah.
And I just like telling people what to do. But in the end, it's like, I watch everything all together, and it's like, man, like, I thought of this, and I created this.
Isn't that such a good feeling?
It's so gratifying. And then especially, like, if I'm rewarded or anything like that, that is just, like, 10 times more.
Yeah.
Because, like, I've won an award before for my work, and it's like, that was the biggest moment, you know?
Yeah, wow, that's such an accomplishment.
That was a crazy day.
See, I told you, she's Supergirl.
I don't know. I won, like, Best Short Film at this big ceremony,
really?
And I had to go up and make a speech. It was real, like, Oscars-like, but for just a small town.
Yeah.
And it's like, I still get so happy when I talk about it. Because I guess when you do something that you're so passionate about and you love and you get rewarded, it's like...
Yeah. That's why I love doing this podcast charge. A lot of people respond to it well.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons why I love playing video games. Because sometimes, like, when you're just playing that part and, it's really tough and you can't get past it, but when you do, you're just like, yes!
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's awesome
it's
feeling.
It's an accomplishment, I think, is the big thing that people like.
Yeah,
Feeling like, all right, I made it, I did it.
Right.
But I don't want to be like that person, like, oh, I've won an award, I'm done. It's like, no, I want to keep going so I can get
like
even
push your
more
limits.
awards. Yeah,
Exactly. Push your limits in your imagination. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
that's I've won an award and I've been in 2 festivals, but that's it.
that's still really good.
I'm still
that's
like
really
getting there.
Yeah, I mean it's hard like put like your work out there. So
It's
I can't imagine
hard.
like these directors like will take on like big movies like a superhero movie or even like a movie based on a really famous book, and like I'm gonna put it in this direction, see where it goes, but I still have a vision. Is the thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of problems with visions that they like to be tampered with by the higher ups, people that are budgeting the movie.
Well, it's just like people don't understand this whole like directors have a vision thing, I mean, some directors are out for the money and it's like, I'm going to make this movie because it's going to make money. But some directors are like, I want to have this creative outlook and I want to put this movie out there because it's what I feel. And then it's like you get these, budget people or you get these critics who are like, it's too artsy, it's not good, it's not interesting.
Yeah, so do you think that might be tempered by like I think it's called pre-screen viewers or test audience? That's what it is.
I think so.
Because they give like the overall feedback on like this doesn't work, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because I think they build the foundation of like what other critics are going to say or what people are going to say.
Yeah.
Because you see all the time like these movies are coming out in festivals, and then you see these like critics who watch it for the first time and they write these reviews like, oh, the movie just was okay. Like in my opinion, I wasn't really a fan of it, whatever. So it says the public is going to read it and they're like, oh, I guess it wasn't that good.
Yeah, that's why I don't like reading reviews for movies. I feel like your own movie viewing experience is your own.
Yeah, exactly.
It's completely subjective.
It's like watch the movie first before you judge it. Don't judge a book by its cover.
No, exactly. That's one of the reasons I really don't like reviews or like even think about reading a review for a movie, because a lot of people don't like a certain movie that's really funny that I think it's funny.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of times where it was like I think it was Grown Ups too.
Oh man.
Yeah, people like demolished that movie. And I was like, it was funny. I liked it. I went with my parents. We had a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see the second one. I saw the first one, and I laughed in the theater. But like, I've rewatched it. It's like, oh, it's
it doesn't last up.
It's a different atmosphere. Yeah,
it doesn't last up at all. But it's like good like that first time.
But people do say like, oh, Grown Up's such a bad movie. Like the cast is horrible. But it's like I laughed at the first one.
Yeah. I did too. I like the cast though. I think it was good. It was like it brought together all those comedians that like made a difference. You know. So, but what are your favorite movies though?
Oh my, like top 5.
Let's do it. Top 5.
Oh man. Okay. Number 1, Breakfast at Tiffany's. That is like the movie.
So what are the era of these movies?
Breakfast at Tiffany's came out in the 60s. 61, I believe.
Okay.
I might be wrong on that though, so don't hold me accountable. So
don't worry, 60 or 61.
Yeah, 60s. Number 2 is The Master. That is more recent. That came out in 2012.
Okay.
That was directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, who is my favorite director of all time.
Really?
Yeah, like.
Why is that?
He just is. He doesn't care what people think.
Right.
So it's like he makes these movies that are so obscure and strange, and he's like, I don't care. I know they're good.
Yeah.
I don't care what people think. And
he's like he's like not cocky about it, but he's very confident.
And like I just like his style. Like he does a lot of things in his movies where music plays a big part. And it's like there will be a moment where there's no dialogue, nothing. You just see what's on the screen and you hear the music and you feel this emotion. And it's like, oh my God, like I connect to this. There's nothing being said. Number 3 is My Own Private Idaho, which is a very weird movie no one's really ever heard of. But
that's just a weird title in general.
It is a weird title, and it took me a while to understand why it's called that because there is no mention of it in the movie.
Really?
Yeah. So
okay.
I finally caught on. It's directed by Gus Van Sant, who did he did like Good Will Hunting.
Oh yeah. Good movie.
That is a good movie. He also did like Moneyball. He didn't do Moneyball. Just kidding.
Did it?
No. I don't know why I said Moneyball.
Brad Pitt and...
Unless he did do Moneyball, but I don't think he did. Let's cut that part out.
No, I don't know if he did that one.
Probably not. I think I'm just...
Yeah, you're just...
forgetting.
Maybe.
I don't like recent Gus Van Sant. I like old Gus Van Sant.
Okay.
That's like the artsy side of, pretentious side of it coming out. But it's... My Own Private Idaho is a very confusing story. It's based off Henry VIII, the William Shakespeare play, but it's a modern twist on it. Okay. And
I love those.
It's about a male escort.
Wow.
And he falls in love with someone, and they travel together. But the person he falls in love with doesn't love him back, and they're traveling to find his mother or something like that. I haven't seen the movie in a while.
Interesting.
And it's very depressing. It's very sad, and it's a lot of. It's called like a thematic montage editing, so it's not classical cutting, which is like just continuity. It's more like random shots of like a house, and then it cuts back to a dialogue, and it's like, why did that just happen?
Oh, so yeah, okay, I see that. That's a little weird.
Yeah, it is. But the movie kind of just strings together in the end.
All right.
Number 4 is The Graduate. Yeah, The Graduate.
Okay.
That is by Mike Nichols, who recently passed away.
Oh.
Yeah, he was married to Diane Sawyer.
Nice. Nice. Good taste.
And that was with Dustin Hoffman, and basically he plays this recent college graduate, which I think is very,
along your
line. Yeah. And he doesn't know what to do with his life after he graduates college, but he has an affair with one of like a young woman's mother, but he falls in love with the young woman.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
And the last one is a movie called I'm Still Here, which is a mockumentary, and it's a very strange movie, but I just like it. Like, I could watch it over and over, and I'm still like, oh my god, this is happening.
So you say mockumentary, it's like...
It's supposed to be a documentary. Like, you're supposed to think this is real events, but it's all planned out. There's a script, there's acting, yeah. It's very interesting. There aren't a lot of those.
Yeah, the one thing I could think about is probably not even the realm of what you're talking about, is The Conjuring.
Oh.
I mean, because it tries to play off, like, as a real story, what kind of is, but it's a movie based off of real, like, it's weird.
Well,
like, the way it's shot, it seems like, at some points, it's like a documentary.
Like, in a way, it's like a point of view type shot. Yeah. I mean, that's not really, like, documentary, but it's, I don't know, it's a weird, movies aren't really like that anymore.
Yeah.
It's like Blair Witch Project. That would not necessarily be a documentary, but it was all fake. So
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, any other movies that you've seen recently that you just want to shout out there to all people to see?
Oh man. Well, in theaters I saw It Follows.
Okay.
That was a crazy good movie.
Was it good?
Oh yeah, it was scary.
Yeah.
I like scary movies.
Oh yeah, who doesn't? I mean, some people do. Some people don't, but I do. I love scary movies.
I saw Montage of Heck, which is the Kurt Cobain documentary. I really like that.
Nice.
And then yesterday, for some reason, I watched Wolf of Wall Street.
3-hour-long movie. It was really good.
It's a crazy movie. I mean, I've seen it before, but when I first saw it, I didn't really like it, to be honest. I was like... But then the second time, I was like, this is kind of funny. Like, I like it, yeah.
Like, I love the writing for it.
Yeah, well, it's based off a book, which I think is...
Yeah.
You can definitely tell it is a book written by that guy.
Right.
Like, just the way the dialogue is and all that, and these crazy stories where it's like, how can someone make this up? Like, this had to have happened.
Right? It's like, it's so funny. I didn't expect it to be that funny, like the way it was.
Because it's Scorsese, so it's like you expect this serious crime drama that you're supposed to get into, like a Casino or anything, but it's
like The Departed or Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
Like very serious, grounded movies based on serious topics. Here we have Wolf of Wall Street, guys just doing drugs,
partying.
And doing all sorts of stuff just to get the money he needs to get or wants.
And crashing a crazy big yacht.
it's so funny. Like, I love that movie. But I'd say like the thing I appreciate the most about those kind of movies is the writing.
Oh yeah.
But one thing that really sticks out for me in movies is soundtracks.
That soundtrack is so eclectic. It's just, I don't know if they do it to go with the era, like it's supposed to be the 80s into the 90s, but it's just like, you'll have like one song like Mrs. Robinson, and then you'll have like a rap song after, and I'm like, what is going on?
But you gotta like appreciate it though, because like movies like Great Gatsby that have same kind of variation in its songs, it plays so well what's going on in the background, like it speaks to the movie. That's why I love Lord of the Rings soundtrack too, because like those are the kind of songs that speaks in the moment. So when you hear that song, you instantly think of that scene that just happened, So those are a lot of fun.
I hate hearing a song and I'm like, what movie is this from?
You just have no idea.
It happens all the time and I can never figure it out. Yeah. And eventually it comes to me, but it's like, why did I use this song?
No, I'm a big fan of that. I love songs like that,
I don't know.
Especially from Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. But is there anything else you'd like to talk about today, or? Any other kind of movie or anything you want to plug out there?
Listen to Wednesday Night BS.
There you go, yeah. Plug it out there.
It's not my radio show, but I'm on it. I co-host with 2 seniors who we did our last show last night.
Nice.
But I might continue it next year, so that's my plug.
Okay, cool.
And watch Late Night Charge, which is the production that Communication Club puts on.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun from my scene. It's funny. Again, that
Late
Spider-Man interview was hilarious.
That was like literally day of. We don't have a guest. Someone had a Spider-Man
But
costume.
it was so cute. It was so cool though, because he was like, "Come on, Mary Jane or Gwen Stacy." He was like, "You gotta go with the redheads." I was like, "Really?"
I just like when he's about to like take off his mask and it just cuts and you don't see it. That was like, I was working the switch on that production, so it was like as soon as he was about to take it off, it was like, "All right, Alex, cut to camera 3," and I was like, "Okay," and I was just cutting the cameras. It was very intense in that one moment, but it pulled it off.
Well, now you know what to look out for on the YouTube page for Late Night Charge.
YouTube.com/UNH Late Night Charge.
UNH Late Night. Okay, so UNH
or
Late Night
just look
Charge.
up Late Night Charge.
That too. That's what I did. That's what I searched it up. And as for Podcast Charge, thank you guys for joining us today so much. Again, episode 4. It's a lot of fun with Alex. Thank you so much for coming here and having a good time talking about movies.
Room. There's a giant TV right there.
I know there's
no
a
one can
giant
see it.
TV. There's a huge TV.
I'm so distracted.
I kind of just want to watch like all the Lord of the Rings movies on this TV.
I'm just more interested in there's like a glass case at the bottom of this TV, and there's like one thing in it, and it's like a computer tower. But that's it. Like you could put so many things, and it's just that.
Man, the things I could do with this tower.
I would put like food in there. So it's like if I'm watching TV and just go make it a fridge.
Fritos all the way.
Well, you don't refrigerate Fritos, so no, I'm kidding.
I'm sorry. I totally zoned out. I was like, I put Fritos and Oreos in there.
This whole room, I'm just so like interested in. It's just all windows, and then there's like an expo marker bin, and then a whiteboard, which I totally would draw on right now.
You guys probably already noticed that we're filming in a different room, which
we're not in that room.
No, not in that room. We're not in that room, the original one, but this won't be the regular room, unfortunately, because it's like restricted on.
There's also a giant TV that's really distracting.
Yeah, that too. But they do. I can see there's like a whole bunch of chairs. So there's like a lot of me, so we just have like the off chance of just recording here, which is really cool. Again, if you stay tuned for more episodes on or for Podcast Charge, there's gonna be one more left before the end of the semester.
Oh man.
Yeah, I can't believe it. 5 episodes in.
Do you have your last guest?
Yeah, I do.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's one of my friends from high school. He has to come by to my house on Friday, and we're gonna have a good time with that.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's gonna be good. Check out for that episode. It's gonna be again episode 5. Thank you for watching episode 4 though. A lot of fun talking about movies. I can talk about this all day, but unfortunately, we can't because
your phone will just turn off.
Yep. Goodbye. But anyway, so you can follow Charger Bulletin at YouTube by the Charger Bulletin name, or on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Definitely hit up those likes and favorites and comments, all that good stuff. You catch the newspaper every Wednesday. Of course, it's at the end of the semester, so you won't be able to get one next Wednesday probably. But when it comes to the next semester, which is fall of 2015, I think about the year. You can follow me at Macho Channel 213 on Twitter, or my YouTube page, Macho Channel. And hey, if you want to be a guest on Podcast Charge, let me know in the comment sections below. Or I actually have my email down in the description box. Shoot me an email or on my Twitter if you want to be a host. Or not host, I'm the host. You can't be a host, I'm the host. If you want to be a guest. If you want to be a guest. And we always end Podcast Charge with a quote of the week. This one coming from the little guy on Game of Thrones, Tyrion Lannister. No spoilers in the comments, please. Played by the awesome Peter Dinklage, who says, "Never forget what you are, for surely the world will not. Make it your strength, then it can never be your weakness. So don't let anybody tell you who you can be, because the only person that can is you." Ain't that right, Alex?
That is very much correct.
Oh yeah, I love it. So again, thank you again for joining me on
No
Podcast
problem.
Charge. It's a lot of fun. And I'll see you guys for the next episode, where we're going to have one of my friends from high school. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
A little reunion.
Yeah, it's going to be great. All right, peace out. Have a good one.